Hi, first graders. Today we're going to read one of my absolute favorite stories, Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun, by Maria Dismondy and illustrated by Kimberly Shaw Peterson. As we're reading this week, we're focusing on how characters change. Let's take a look at the anchor chart that we have. So characters can change in different ways. Characters change or grow as a result of an event, conflict, so something that might go wrong or a problem that they might have, or a lesson, so something they learn. So characters can change because of all of these reasons. Now, typically in the beginning of a story, we learn about the character's strengths and weaknesses. We learn about them. As we continue to read and get toward the middle of this story, usually there's some sort of problem that the character has to go through that makes them feel or think a little bit differently. This is where we begin to see the character change. Maybe their feelings start to change. And then at the end, we see even more character change. Usually the character grows and becomes stronger. They usually learn a lesson, something that is important to learn. So today, as we're reading Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun, we're going to focus on how the character changes throughout the stories, how her feelings change. And she also learns an important lesson in this book, and you can see it right here on the front cover. Having the courage to be who you are. We learn that this character will change over time and learn to have the courage to be who you are. So let's see how that happens in this story. Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun. Having the courage to be who you are. To the love of my life, Dave. Proof that dreams really do come true. The delicious smell of breakfast filled the air as Lucy's grandpa handed her a plate. Lucy smeared ketchup on her toast. She turned to her grandpa and said, "Papa Gino, Harriet said she's never heard of ketchup on toast. Her family uses butter and jelly." Have you ever had ketchup on toast? That sounds very unique. Unique is a juicy word for special and different. It's okay. Not everyone likes the same thing, Lucy. It doesn't mean one person is right or wrong. We're all different. What a boring world it would be if we were all exactly alike. Do you remember what's really important? Papa Gino asked. Yes, Papa. Even if we are different from others on the outside, we all have a heart with feelings on the inside. That's my girl. Remember, when you treat others with love and kindness, you are doing the right thing, Papa Gino replied. On the school bus, Lucy and her friend Harriet pulled out some paper and crayons. Sitting across from them was Ralph. As usual, Ralph sat alone, staring out the window. He looked over at them and rolled his eyes. In the classroom, Lucy sat down near the teacher. Miss Marcia waited to begin as the children settled into their seats. Ralph carelessly hurried over and tripped on Lucy's foot. Before long, he was glaring at her. Glaring is a juicy word for staring. It's not necessarily a nice stare. It's kind of like a mean stare. Glaring. Ralph whispered, "Woof, I can't see the book." with this poodle in front of me. Lucy could hear him giggling behind her. Oh no, why did it have to be me? She wondered. So right here, Ralph is making fun of Lucy for her beautiful hair. Right there, you can see Lucy's feelings change. They changed because of how Ralph treated her. In the beginning, we started to see that she was okay with being who she was, but now she's kind of a little embarrassed and feeling sad because of how Ralph made her feel. Now we can see her feelings are changing again. She looks happy. During lunch, Harriet shouted one of her silly jokes over the other children's voices. As the girls ate, their bellies shook with laughter. Across the table, Ralph hollered, "Yuck! That's the disgusting smell. Whoever heard of eating spaghetti in a hot dog bun? Don't you think that's gross, Tony?" So now Ralph is picking on Lucy again. Are you thinking maybe her feelings are going to change a little bit by how she's being treated? Let's see. Tony and the other children at the table turned away from Ralph, shaking their heads. Ralph continued, "Poor little Lucy with her hair so poofy." Tears filled Lucy's eyes and she began to cry. So right here, we can see Lucy's feelings changing. Just on the last page, she was smiling with her friend having a nice lunch. But then Ralph, he was not so nice and was picking on Lucy for her food that she was eating. And now he made her feel really sad. Feelings change throughout the story. On the way home, Lucy thought about what had happened. Maybe Ralph is mean to me because he thinks being different is bad. I wish he would stop teasing me. Slowly, Lucy stepped off the bus. "How was your day?" Papageno asked. "Fine," she mumbled. Papa reached over and pulled a crayon out of her hair. "How did this happen?" he asked. Lucy didn't say a word. Do we know how that crayon got in Lucy's hair? Go ahead and tell someone at home if you figured it out. Not very nice. That night, as Papageno tucked Lucy into bed, he asked, "Is everything all right at school?" Lucy rolled over. He leaned down, kissed her on the cheek, and whispered, "Always remember, Papa is here for you. If something's not right, we can work on fixing it together." It's not that easy, thought Lucy. How do I stop Ralph from teasing me? How can we have a heart and be so mean? Lucy had a hard time falling asleep, worrying what would happen tomorrow. The following day, Lucy was surprised to find Ralph leaving her alone until... "Lucy, I'm sorry about yesterday," Ralph snickered. Lucy took the bag Ralph handed her. Inside were dog bones and a picture with a note that read, "Lucy, Lucy eats stinky food and puts us in a big bad mood. Lucy, Lucy, hair shaped like a cone. Here's a treat for you, a yummy dog bone." How are you thinking Lucy's feelings are changing now? The beating of Lucy's heart was so loud she knew everyone around her could hear it. Her body began to tremble as she tore the note into pieces. "Stop! It hurts my feelings when you do this, Ralph," Lucy said. "Please stop." Ralph turned and walked away. It was recess time, and Lucy played alone. She didn't want to tell Miss Marcia about Ralph. She was afraid of being a tattletale. Lucy wished Papa Gino was here to help. What should I do? She asked herself over and over. The bell rang as recess ended. Help! Cried a child off in the distance. Tony ran up and yelled, Ralph got himself stuck on top of the monkey bars. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. This is my chance. I'll go tell Ralph how mean he really is. M-E-A-N. Mean. Lucy said under her breath. She stomped off toward the monkey bars. So Lucy's feelings are changing again. Look at her face. She has gone from feeling happy to sad to worried. Now she kind of looks mad. What do you think she's going to do when she gets to Ralph? When she reached Ralph, Lucy paused. She looked at him in the eye and said, What you did was so mean. Standing before Ralph, Lucy could hear her papa's words. Ralph did have a heart with feelings. I wonder what she's going to do. In that moment, she decided what she would do. Lucy started to climb up on the monkey bars. She saw tears in Ralph's eyes. He hesitated to move and whispered, I'm scared. Lucy reached for him and said, Here, take my hand, and she helped him down. So Lucy had a choice there. Do you think she made the right choice? To be a good friend? The two walked back to the classroom without saying a word. On the way home, Lucy sang songs with Harriet. As the bus pulled up to the stop, Ralph suddenly reached over and handed her a picture. Lucy was amazed by what she saw. Thanks, she muttered softly. After she got off the bus, Lucy reached for her papa's hand and said, Papa, there's this boy Ralph who's really mean to me. Today he was in trouble, and I helped him. Papa Gino hugged Lucy and replied, That took a lot of courage. It wasn't the easiest thing to do. You chose to be a good person and to treat others the way you want to be treated. I'm so proud of you, Lucy. As they walked home, she asked him what was for dinner. When Papa Gino said spaghetti, Lucy knew immediately that what she would have for lunch the next day. Her favorite sandwich, spaghetti in a hot dog bun. The end. So, as you can see in this story, Lucy's feelings changed a lot as we read. At the end, she changed a lot. She went from being worried about her school lunch and getting made fun of to having the courage to be who she is and enjoy her lunch, even though it might be different from others. So, as you're reading from now on, always pay attention to how the characters change.